must be free.
Hands up, Africa!
Africa must be free.
Walk with Traore!
Africa must unite.
Walk with Traore!
Africa must unite.
In a historic shift, 3 African nations, Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, have come together to create their own investment bank. This is not just a financial move, it's a declaration of independence, a bold step towards reclaiming economic sovereignty. Now, before I proceed, I've got one question for you. What do you do when the world's financial system no longer serves you? The simple answer is you build your own. Lovely people, Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger just launched a new bank worth over $800 million, shaking up the economy order in Africa. This could change everything. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has always been R6 and welcome to Richmond's Media, where we give you quality content and entertainment news. Now, today is Wednesday and there has been a meeting between the financial ministers of Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger. The purpose of the meeting is to draw a strategic plan that they can use to build the Sahel Bank this year 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much time, we are going to talk about what's happening during the meeting and the plans the Sahel states have for us.
Je tiens à souligner que la création de la BCID...
The creation of the BCID-AES is not just a political move, but a strategic and pragmatic response to the economic challenges facing our confederation. Our countries hold immense potential for growth and development. The success of this confederal bank will depend on our ability to work together, build strong governance structures, and ensure transparency and discipline in implementing our decisions.
Et la mise en œuvre des décisions adoptées.
As we already know, the Sahel region is rich in culture, resources, and resilience, but also plagued by instability, insurgency, and economic hardship. In 2023, these nations formed the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, to take control of their future. The newly formed Confederal Bank for Investment and Development, BCID-AES, isn't just a financial institution, it is a political message. It aims to fund infrastructure, social development, and economic resilience without relying on the Western loans or the CFA franc. Now, one may ask, what is wrong with the old one? Why are they opening a new bank or a new financial system? Why? As we already know, the Sahel states detached or detached themselves from the ECOWAS. So if now they are not with the ECOWAS, they have to create their own bank so that they can manage it among themselves. And this is where the beauty of this all is. Now, they don't need any permission from the above. They don't need any go-ahead from the above imperialists, the Westerners. They don't want anything to do with them. So right now, Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, they can just wake up and be like, nah, this is how we are going to use our bank for, and this is how we are going to manage it, and or this is how we are going to, do it, and nobody will caution them because they are their own boss. For decades, African economies have been tethered to foreign systems. The CFA franc, used by 14 West and Central African nations, is still backed by the French Treasury. This limits sovereignty and ties African economies to external interests. How BCID-AES plans to work? This new bank aims to channel money into number 1, infrastructure, that is railways, roads, and logistics. Number 2, renewable energy, solar and then hydro. Number 3, which is agricultural innovation. Number 4, which is healthcare and education. Think of it as an African IMF, but focus on development, not debt. We already know that when you go to Africa and they mention IMF, when any African country that you hear IMF, it means that they are in debt. It means that they are owing them. And that is what is happening to Ghana right now. I have done a video where I said that Ghana has been able to generate over $2.7 billion just in 3 months. The news that is trending in Ghana is that Ghana is trying to partnership with IMF so that they can get money to do some infrastructures. And the question that came to my mind is, what? So the 3 billion that we are saying we are generating within 3 months, can we not use the same money to do our own businesses, to do our own development? We are still going to rely on IMF. And one thing is, if you rely on IMF, they are going to give you the rules and the regulations that you have to follow. And then you might be paying interest rate of almost 11%. Which is about 20% of your GDP. So the strategy the AES is putting in place is top notch, and I love it. We can't wait to see what they can come up with this. Now, as I am talking to you right now, Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, school infrastructure is on the way. Pilot motion is also on the way. Burkina Faso are dealing with food, like trying to produce a lot of food. And if you go to Niger right now, solar grid production is undergoing in the rural areas. These aren't just ideas, these are boots on the ground transformation. I mean, anything that you do in this world, there will be challenges and skepticism. Critics warn about isolation, risks of sanctions, lack of experience. The big question is, can these states manage a sophisticated financial institution whilst facing internal instability? France and ECOWAS have expressed concern seeing this as a breakaway, but nations like Russia, China and Turkey have shown support. Could this signal a newly axis in Africa diplomacy? Now the question me and you might be asking is, are other African countries willing to join this? Even if they are not willing to join the Sahel states, are they willing to collaborate with the banking system? Let's find out. If BCID-AES succeed, it could inspire other African nations to ditch the CFA franc, withdraw from the IMF and form similar bank. It's not just a bank, it's a movement. This is the 21st century version of what visionaries like Thomas Sankara and Kwame Nkrumah dreamed of. African economic independence, no strings attached, no middleman, just Africans funding African futures. Africa will be great. Africa will unite. Better days ahead. I love this. The launch of the Sahel State Bank may not make global headlines, but it's quietly rewriting the future of African economics. The world is watching. The creation of the Alliance of Sahel States will remain a landmark for all Pan-Africans. Concluded, MAGA highlights the sense of purpose driving this new regional bloc. The BCID-AES initiative closely follows technical discussion held in Bamako between the AES and ECOWAS regarding future relations, reflecting a strategic reorientation in West Africa's geopolitical and economic landscape. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what is trending on the internet. The Sahel states are opening their new bank worth over $800 million. 800 million US dollars. And listen, if you compare all three countries, their GDP is shooting like a rocket. Their GDP is going up. Their GDP is flying with the flying colors. Bro, it is beautiful to see that Africa is, slowly but sure coming together to form the United States of Africa. The name has always been R6. You can leave whatever you think in the comment section, and I will meet you here once again.
Africa!
Africa must be free!
Hands up, Africa!
Africa must be free!